as you know, yeast eats sugar and creates alcohol and CO2. But there are many strains of yeast, and luckily in the United States there's a couple of yeast banks that keep many strains, and you can buy them and they're readily available. But the difference is the way that you treat them. Yeast are single-cell organisms, and they react differently to temperature, pressure, sugar concentration, storage time. And what they did in the late 90s is they made a beer called Identicale, and they were the pioneers of brewing in Seattle, the Red Hooks, the Pyramids, Big Time, Dick Cantwell and his crew. And they all use the same recipe, but they use different yeast. And what it showed was that it's not the recipe, it's your brewing method and the yeast that you use. So all the beers tasted similar, but you could say, no, this was a Red Hook beer, this is a Big Time beer, you could tell. And so I think that yeast management is a big thing in a small place like us. Like, we don't have a laboratory, taste, smell, feel, sight, what it looks like, how it acts, how many days it takes to ferment. When those things change, then you know the yeast is changing. And that's the time that we go get new yeast from the yeast bank. Now, we'll use our yeast 30 times over and over and over again, but we treat it properly, and you can't tell because the beers have that constant taste and flavor profile. So it gets its own house character, and I think that is the driving force behind small brewers. And the ones that are successful and make good beer can manage their yeast well. The ones that aren't successful or don't have consistent quality of beer, it's because they have a hard time managing their yeast.